Hey, what's up, guys? I got a new Red Eyes deck profile for you here. With all the new Phantom Knight support, I decided to make it with Red Eyes. I mixed the Phantom Knights with the Red Eyes instead of black or whatever, Raid Raptors, whatever they are. Because, you know, Raid Raptors are kind of lame, not gonna lie. Except for Ultimate Falcon, he's cool. But because of Slash Dragon, there's like a bit of synergy, because with Red Eyes Fusion, you can send any Phantom Knights monster to the graveyard. So you can send things like Boots, and then like just search for a Fog Blade, and you just get something free off of that, which is nice. So starting off, we play 3 Torn Scales. This guy's like not one card combo because you have to discard a card, but he's like basically like full combo on all on his own. He's just so strong. He like sends a he's if you have Phantom Knights in your hand, you can discard it. I mean, you discard it, and then you send he's a Foolish Burial, and then he's also he recurs himself. He just does so much for the deck that it's he alone made the deck kind of crazy. Even though the deck's kind of just Fog Blade Turbo and hope for the best, but he alone is just way too good. 3 Silent Boots. The main reason why I made this deck is because I actually like pulled the Silent Boots from an older pack, and I was like, yo, this guy looks cool, and I just like decided to make it then. But he's my favorite, not only because you know his design, but he also searches Fog Blade. I mean, he searches the other Phantom Knight spells and traps, but Fog Blade is the best. And you basically banish him, search for a Fog Blade. 1 Ragged Gloves. He's just decent if you start with, because he's not quite Torn Scales, but you can normal summon him, go into All Mirage, and then like you can start doing other stuff depending on what's in your hand. He's very dependent on what you have in the hand, but he is still really good. Next we play 3 Ancient Cloaks. Ancient Cloaks is another really good one. He searches for he doesn't. I think he searches for any the Phantom Knights, so he can't search for actually Fog Blade and some of the other stuff. But he searches for things like Silent Boots and stuff, so you can search for other or extend and special summon and whatnot. And we play 1 Fragile Armor. This guy, I know a lot of people don't really play him. I don't see why not. He like unbricks your hand a little bit. He puts a Phantom Knights in the graveyard from your hand, and you get to draw a card. You can draw into anything, you know, in the deck. You can draw into another Fog Blade, set 5 Fog Blades. And he's level 4 as well. So you don't need to do the whole Phantom Knights thing with the whole, like, Break Sword pop itself, and then and level 4s and the Raider Knight. We run him in another Dark level 4, so there is options to go into our Raider Knight. That's it for the Phantom Knight monsters. Moving on, we have 3 Black Metal Dragons. There's a decent little like 1-card combo with him where you go into him and then you end on a Predator Plant, Slash Dragon, a Fangwith Chain set, Fog Blade set, and then a Wyvern in the graveyard. So he's pretty nice in the deck because you get 1 Snatch Steal and 1 Negate, which is, it doesn't sound like the best, but that's, you know, that's a pretty, those can hit really hard. For other Red Eyes monsters, for the level 4s, we play 1 Wyvern and 1 Retro. Wyvern's just recurrence for our Red Eyes in the graveyard. It's just really good to send off of Insight. There's not really much else I really want to send. And then Retro Dragon works really well because it's a level 4. And if they destroy the Slash Dragon, you can just special it back and special back the Slash Dragon. And now you have 2 Red Eyes monsters and he's a level 4. Next we have 3 Red Eyes Black Dragons. You know, we run 2 Fusions and 2 Slash Dragons, and sometimes you want to discard one. So 3 is just a safer option. You can cut it down to 2 if you'd like. But I just personally prefer 3 just in case anything weird happens. And it also kind of no one's expecting you to not run Dragoon, and we don't actually run Dragoon. So like it kind of scares them because they're like panicking. They're like, for any time a Dragoon might come out. We play 1 Darkness Metal because we need him for the Black Metal combo, and he's just good all around when you play these dragons. Not much to say about that. We play 1 for 1. This card's crazy if you draw a Torn Scale and then this, because you can do the Phantom Knight combo, and then you can do you can just 1 for 1 any like monster, hopefully a Phantom Knight monster, and then just go into like the Black Metal combo at the same in the same turn, and it's just, you just end on so much. You might even have too many sets to set. We play 2 Red Eyes Fusion. I think 3 is a bit much because we only have 2 Slash Dragons. There's no reason to play more. There's no reason to play less either. So it's just 2 is just a safe number. We play 3 Insight because we not only want to search for Fangwith Chain. Sometimes we want to just search for Fusion, depending on our hand, and sometimes we want to search for Spirit, so we can bring back things like Slash Dragon or Darkness Metal to do some other plays for later. and then we play 1 Reinforcements of the Army and 1 Foolish Burial. These two are pretty crazy when it comes to Phantom Knights, because they're both like, it's like the same card. You're either searching for a Phantom Knight monster like Tornscale, or you're sending something to the graveyard like Ancient Cloak or Ragged Gloves, which is pretty wild. I play, we'll do that one later. I play 1 Called by the Grave. This is like a small combo deck. You know, if you don't use it, it would be handy next turn, during your opponent's turn for disruption or to save your combo. We play 1 the Phantom Knights rank up magic, because Flare Metal, the XYZ, is it's a during either player's turn effect. So during your turn, you can summon a Red Eyes from the graveyard by detaching 1 material, and then you can link it away. And during your opponent's turn, you can do it again and summon the same normal monster, if you assuming you linked it away. And then you can use this on the Flare Metal, or you can just link away the Flare Metal, and then bring it back with like Spirit during your opponent's turn, and then use this on it, and then we can summon Dark rank 8. And for that, we have the DDD guy. We'll get some in a minute. That's it for spells. Moving on to traps, we play 3 Impermanents, of course. It's just handy going. You know, it's like another scary set. You know, you can have like a Fogblade or 2, a Fang with Chain or 2, and maybe like an Impermanence. And then it's like, it's pretty immeasurable trying to get over that, because there's so many back row negates. And then if they're playing like, if they summon like an Appaloosa or something, it does like nothing, because you've done your combo. If they're scared of like Nibiru or something, because you can main deck Nibiru since everything has graveyard effects and recurrence. But like, something like this, it's like, it's almost like an extra Fogblade. We play 2 Spirits to recur our Red Eyes monsters. Not much to say about that. And we play 2 Fang with Chains for our Red Eyes disruption plays. This is like pretty crazy against like some of the decks right now, because Phantom Knights, they want to be engraved. So you just like, if they normal summon Tornscales, you just take it, and it's like, they can't use its effect on the field, they can't use its effects from the graveyard, they can't really do much of anything with it. Amongst like other things, like guardragon plays, like their normal summon. Next we have 3 Fog Blades. It's so searchable in the deck with like Bardiche and Silent Boots and like other things. So it just negate effects and then summon a Phantom Knight from the graveyard. Next we play 1 Wing and one Knight's Sword. These are handy if they have like some kind of destruction effect, like Lightning Storm, and you just protect like 1 or 2 of your monsters. And they also recur too. But I personally like Phantom Knight's Sword better, because it gives you more attack. Some of the Red Eyes monsters are a little low in attack, so like I just think it's a little bit more handy. But it's a continuous, whereas the other one isn't. So it's player's choice really. Moving on to our extra deck, we have our DDD monster that I was talking about that you can summon off of the rank up Magic Force. You can't summon this off of the new one, because it's specifically like Dark Dragons and Raid Raptors and Phantom Knights. But this just negates everything on the field, and we have 2 targets for it. We have Flare Metal and Big Eye. Big Eye's a little bit harder because he's a soft once return, so you have to use it and you have to use it again. But it's still an option, and it's always like good to have this line around, because you can just take really anything. Next we have 2 Slash Dragons. This card's pretty strong in the deck, because if they have some kind of like targeting removal for your back row, you can use Slash Dragon's effect if you have material on it to just negate it, and then you can protect your Fog Blades and whatnot. You unfortunately cannot detach Fog Blade and Sword, because they don't count as equips. They're just continuous traps, which is like kind of weird. But you have Fang with Chain and whatnot, so it's not really too crazy. We play 1 Striker Dragon for our Black Metal Dragon combo. We don't run the boot sector, it doesn't really matter. And we play 1 Predaplant, because you only really need the one. If you draw into the other fusion, you can just use it if you have no other turns. And you don't really need to, what's it called? You really need to go into it more than once. The extra deck's a little tight as is, so it doesn't really matter. And paying 2,000 twice is a bit much. And if he lives, he's a Darkling too, so you can use him and any other dark monster for Bardiche, which is our next one. Bardiche is just crazy. He's a Foolish Burial, and he sets a Fog Blade, and then he destroys a monster when a Dark XYZ is special summoned. So if we bring back Flare Metal during your opponent's turn with Spirit, then you can just pop a card during their turn. There's so much disruption in this deck. It's a little weird. We play one Cherubini for the Torn Scale combo. He actually sends for cost, which makes him a little like immeasurable. Because if they go, okay, I'm gonna hit that, and then you still send. The only problem is you don't gain the attack. Well, who cares? He's leaving the field. For XYZs, we play. There's more so our Phantom Knight stuff. We play one Break Sword. It's not much to say about it. You know, he can make him. You can destroy him, and then get two of the level 3s and make them level 4s. Go into Raider Knight, or you can just pop like other stuff that you need, or get rid of like a Break Sword on your side of the field so that you can attack your opponent's monster. We play one Raider Knight and one Arc Rebellion. You could also look into the other Arc Rebellion that he has like 3 monster negates or something like that. He's pretty good too, but I just like this one for ending the duel because his like attack is like immeasurable when he uses effect. He negates everything. He can only attack with him, but then like his attack is like 10,000, so it like doesn't even matter. We play one Zeus if things are not going right, or if we summon Break Sword off of one of the traps in the graveyard. Instead of getting banished from the field, we can attack and then overlay him. Even if he just has like one material, it's like doesn't matter because something else gets destroyed. But, you know, he has like the equip effect. We play one Unicorn for it's just in case we need. If it's better to go into him to get rid of something like that's a problem, or to shuffle it where sometimes you even shuffle away your own Fog Blades just to be able to attack your opponent's monster. It's a little weird sometimes, but you know it does happen. And we play one All Mirage in case we open like a small. I think all the Phantom Knights you can go into from All Mirage. So I mean, you go into All Mirage from them. So it's a little nice to be able to do that. That's it for the main and extra deck. I wanted to show off the short combo with Black Metal Dragon. His is a 1-card combo. He doesn't end on anything crazy. But you just, but he's just a nice little, like, he's just a simple combo that's just, I wouldn't say, like, unbeatable, but it's, like, it's pretty hard to out, but it's, like, not difficult. So you just summon him, and then go into Striker Dragon, and then you search for our Darkness Metal, and sometimes if they're a little, like, scared or preemptive, they'll, like, right away just, like, hit this with, like, an Imperm or a Veiler, and, like, you know, if you don't declare the effect, obviously you're not using it, but you know they can't take it back. So you search for Darkness Metal, and then you banish the Striker Dragon, summon the Darkness Metal, and then bring back out the Black Metal Dragon with the Darkness Metal's effect, and then you link the 2 of them into Anaconda, and then Black Metal searches again. So you can search for Insight, because Insight's going to get you a Wyvern. I mean, put a Wyvern in grave. And then searches for Fang with Chain. Where is it? Right here. So you could search for Insight and then discard the Wyvern and then search for Fang with Chain, so you have that set. Or you could search for Retro Dragon to summon back the Slash Dragon if you're scared of it being destroyed. And then you activate Predaplant, and you're sending the Fusion, the Red Eyes, and then you send a Silent Boots. So this is what you're sending off of him. And then, what's it called? You banish the Silent Boots from your graveyard, and then search for a Fog Blade. This is just off of the 1 card. So it's like, obviously if you have other extenders, you can do other things. But, you know, of 1 card, you have a Snatch Steal and Negate. And then you have the Slash Dragon on the field, which I forgot to put. The camera angle's a little weird, so just work with me. So yeah, this is that's not a bad board considering, you know, Red Eyes and whatnot. And then, you know, you have a little bit of a setup. You know, you're gonna have the Fog Blade engraved most likely, so you can do stuff with Torn Scales a little bit if you draw into it. You know, you can do like a whole other combo, and that's just assuming, you know, if you haven't drawn into your Imperms, or if you haven't drawn into your other Fog Blades and whatnot. There are other ways to go about the combo with, you know, depending on what you have. And the other one is the Torn Scale combo. You just need any discard. So let's say our discard is imperm, just because it doesn't really matter. It has no like real use, you know, like in the graveyard. So you discard him, and then you send the. This is like a baby version of the regular combo that they do. Because I don't play the tour guides, and I don't play all the Burning Abyss, because there's just not enough room. I would, but they're all like fiends too, and they're a little like racist towards like anything that's not a Burning Abyss. So we send the cloak from our discard to grave, and then we send we discard the imperm, send the cloak, and then banish the cloak, and then we search for Silent Boots because he special summons himself, and then special summon him, and then we link the two of them into our Cherubini. Oh no, I dropped something. So we link the two of them, it's a Cherubini. And then we use Cherubini. Oh, too high. So we use the Cherubini to send, for cost, we send the Racket Gloves. You don't really need it during the combo, but if you need it later, it'll, like next turn, like a backup play. So we banish the Silent Boots to search for Fogblade, and then Tornscale comes back, and then we link these two. Unfortunately, he gets banished, but it's fine. We play 3. We don't need him every like second. So we link the two of them into the goat himself, Rusty Bardiche, the immeasurable Phantom Knight. And then we activate his effect. We send our Fragile Armor, because I just like the backup play of having Fragile Armor in grave, because if you draw into a Phantom Knight, you can discard it, draw another card. Hopefully you draw like Black Metal. And so we end on 2 Fog Blades and a Bardiche, which isn't like crazy. You know, I know they have like the Break Sword engrave and whatnot. They have a little bit more, but this is like decent. This is, like I said, off of just the one Torn Scale and a discard. So you know, you can like mix up other things. You can summon like other Phantom Knights depending on what you have. Sometimes you can even discard one of these or the other Phantom Knight's trap and get more extenders. This is just off of the one card. You can build around it more. So yeah, that's all I have for this deck profile. Thank you for watching.